If you use samplers that have memory limitations, I'm going to show you a couple of tricks so that you can get as many samples as possible in your little machine. For me, that's the ko2, which only has 64 megabytes of RAM, which is not a lot, especially if you are sampling longer pieces of audio. The first tool I want to talk about is called repitch. If you go to repitch.ugo.art, you get this little view that is optimized for the ko2. You can reduce the fidelity of your samples, which will immediately save space. The SP1200 8-bit or the SK1 8-bit is probably going to save the most space. Next, if you speed up the sample 2x, you're going to save a lot of space. And if you make the samples mono, you're going to save a lot of space. A couple other things you can do is set up the default settings on the ko2. Since you're pitching everything up an octave by speeding the sample up, you can reduce the pitch so that your samples play back normally and you won't have to mess with the pitch every single time. You can also raise the volume if your samples are too quiet, and change the play mode depending on what type of sample you are processing with this. This method is super user-friendly and easy to get started with. It's just going to take you a couple seconds, and then you can load in your samples using the EP133 sample tool. But if you're more technical, you're going to want to check out SOX. SOX is a command line tool that lets you process audio. And what's great about it is it can process a lot of audio really quickly. For example, here's a little script I put together with help from AI. It takes whatever samples I have in a folder, makes a new folder called lo-fi version, then reduces the bitrate to 8 and the sample rate to 11,000 Hz and makes the channels mono. I like adding some overdrive, I like speeding things up, then I normalize, and finally add some dither to make it 12-bit. What's cool about this program, it has a bunch of different effects. So if you are processing a certain type of sound and you want to add the same type of reverb to it, you can do it all at once and save the updated files in a folder. Overall, it gives you a lot more flexibility to tweak your samples in the exact ways you want, and it can batch process stuff really quickly. The drawback is you have to be kind of tech savvy to know how to write and mess with these scripts, but AI can help. So try one of these methods out if you're trying to squeeze as many samples as you can onto a device with memory limitations. Like and follow if that was helpful.